Hey, and welcome to another demo video of a new product being released on the Underscores label. This time we're talking about Rotary, which is a voltage controlled fader module for V4 EX, V8 and V4 video mixers. Here we are looking at my Edirol slash Roland V4 4-channel video mixer. They have these modules so that you can, in this case, you can unscrew this T-bar and rotate it, so you can choose whether you want your T-bar to go side to side or up and down. They also have this official Roland crossfader module, so you can remove the T-bar and replace it with crossbar slider if you prefer this way of interfacing between the A and B channel. So what we're talking about today is our custom module that can also be slotted into any of these mixers. This one, unlike the T-bar or the crossbar, has a rotary knob to set the mix between A and B. This is inspired by boutique audio mixers which have rotary knobs on them, but more importantly, it also includes control voltage input so that you can sequence your A to B transitions on any of these mixers using an external voltage source, like from a modular synthesizer. And finally, it also has a envelope follower circuit inside of it. It allows you to input straight audio from any audio source, and the envelope follower will convert this into a control voltage, which can be used to sequence the crossfade on these mixers. This was inspired by some work that me and my friend Gilbert did a couple of years ago when I last visited Berlin. We started working on this idea of making the control voltage mod, which is quite a common mod to these mixers, into a module, which means that you don't have to drill any holes into your enclosure or add any perf board diode protections or so on, like the mod that was in this mixer had. Let's start by installing the rotary module into my V4, and then I will show you how it works. The first thing I'm going to do is turn off the mixer. You shouldn't be working on it with the mixer turned on, and then I'm just going to unscrew these 4 screws that are holding in the fader module. Once the screws are out, you'll see that the module will come loose, and then there's just a set of wires connecting from the circuit board inside to the module itself. I'm going to unplug that. It's on a JST connector here, and it's important to note that there's like a flat side to this, and then there's like a grooved side, and we'll have to line this up correctly when we're plugging it into the rotary module. So here is the bottom of the rotary module, and here you can see this JST socket has a flat side here and this grooved side, so you need to line it up correctly. It should make sense when you take a look at it. So you plug that one into the rotary module, and then just place it down onto the mixer, and then finally we'll just put these 4 screws back in. Okay, so there's rotary installed in the V4. Now we can power back on the mixer, and I'll turn on the video output so we can see it. Okay, so coming into channel 1 of the V4 mixer is a shader from a Recurboy that's just off camera. And then on channel 2, we've just got black, so you won't see anything. And the first thing that we can do is just try the rotary knob on top. Now it's rotated counterclockwise, so we're seeing the output on channel A, and then we rotate it all the way to clockwise, and we'll see the output on channel B, which right now is just black. And right now we're doing a crossfade, so you'll see that it's fading in between those two channels. It's a little bit easier to see what's happening if we switch from mix mode to wipe mode. So we'll use this to demonstrate. Here you can see it wiping between A and B. So the next thing to take a look at are these other potentiometers on the module, in particular the gain knob. So this determines how much voltage is required to go from A to B. So the gain allows you to use any voltage between 0 and 1 volt. That's the smallest, and that's useful for example, LZX standard video synth modules use this range, and that can go all the way up to between 0 and 5 volts. So just by changing this gain, we can see the difference here. It's only a small portion of a rotation will get you all the way from A to B. If we put the gain all the way the other way, now you'll see that you have to turn it all the way around. So from here, and then the middle should be approximately facing straight up, and then all the way around to there. To do this, I'm going to be using this ZY154 Pro, which is an oscilloscope and function generator, which I recommend as a good beginner, a small battery-powered beginner scope for people who are taking my online course. So the function generator on this outputs on these two little terminals, which I've got connected to alligator clips. Black is the ground and yellow is a signal, and then I've clipped these onto the ends of this short mono 3.5 millimeter jack cable, so that the ground is on the sleeve and the signal is on the tip. And then I'm going to plug that into the audio / control voltage input on the rotary module. To get the gain correctly calibrated, we can make it oscillate a little bit faster so it's easier to see, and then now we just need to increase the gain slightly until it covers the whole amount of our range here, and that looks about right. It's oscillating between the two ends. So that's an example of a slow sine wave oscillating between the A and B channel. Now, of course, we can do different things here, like besides going between channel 1 and black, we can also go between the two channels. But let's say put a colorizer effect onto one side of them, and now you'll see the same video being oscillated with and without the effect. And we can of course also use go back to the mix, which is like a fade rather than a wipe, and you'll see that effect there. Or even if I click on the effects side, then you get all sorts of different kinds of transitions between these two channels. And yeah, as you may know, the V4 and the other mixers, they have lots of different effects you can program and set with this transition knob. With that, and then of course you also can have it have the transition be controlled by different kinds of signals. So this is a sine wave, but if we change it to, let's say, a sawtooth, then you'll get this effect where it fades in one direction and then jumps back and so on, like the different waves that you put into it. You can still use the mix knob to offset the voltage manually as well. So the final thing that I'm going to show you is using audio to control the crossfader. So what I'm going to do is plug in an audio signal into the jack, and I'll switch the toggle switch to envelope, which is the envelope which enables the envelope follower to convert the audio into control voltage to control the crossfader. And you'll also see me adjusting the shape, which is the third and final pot on here in the bottom left, and this controls the shape of the envelope follower, which I'll also show you on the scope afterwards. Here you can see the envelope following on the scope. The audio signal coming in is in yellow. It's a bit noisy, I don't know why, but on top of that is the out from the envelope follower, which is the blue signal on top, and you can see that it's following along with the audio. Currently it's in the smoother shape, and now it's being put to the finer or sharper shape where it's responding to every small bump, and then again back to the smoother. So this gives you some control over how much detail from the audio the envelope follower should be responding to. That's all there really is to talk about for this circuit. Like all underscores releases, you can get this circuit as a bare PCB, as a kit with all the parts for you to assemble yourself, or as an assembled and tested unit, all ready to go. That's an underscores.shop, and also, like all underscores products, it's completely open source, so you can find the schematics, the Gerber files, the design files, documentation, everything on the project GitHub page, so you can build it or modify it or use the project however you like. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.